Alright, we're going to do a little overview of the REI Wonderland 6 with the mudroom attachment. Pretty windy day today, actually. Clocking in 23 mile an hour gusts, so seems to be holding up fairly well. I've also got a guide out to its almost full potential besides 2 spots over here. I'll get into that later, but do a quick walk around. Pretty solid. It's a very big footprint. I want to say it's like I think the total length here is 10 foot, and then it's maybe like 8 foot wide. I don't know. I'll post up the actual dimensions in the description. But yeah, setup was a little cumbersome. Definitely took 2 people. But not too bad. There's instructions in the bag if you really need them, but if you've set up REI tents before, it's pretty intuitive. Let's go over the guy line setup real quick. So on the side that the wind is hitting, I've got it guyed out at the corners. I'm using both anchor points, and then those go to a single stake. And then I've got the center is going down to a single stake. And then this other corner is the same thing, both anchor points down to a single stake. I'd like to maybe get another guy line or 2 for anchoring onto the actual tent itself, right above this window here. And I'd probably get 2 more stakes as well. I'd probably run those guys out to their own individual, as that would be a lot of stress on this little guy here. I already don't like having the 2 lines coming down to the single point, but what are you gonna do? And then the opposite side over here, still have this guide out, and I'm just using the one higher anchor point. I don't know if there's a science between which one you use. I figured the higher one just to kind of give the tent a little more stability higher up, because that's where you're kind of dead center there, so you're kind of helping it with the wind hitting wherever. But yeah, just 3 guy lines out on this side. And then the mudroom itself has there's 1 guy line anchor point on each side. So we got that guy going out down there, and it's the same on this side right here. You can see that line going down. And then, yeah, I've used all the stakes that they gave me for it. So I'll probably buy a few more just so I can really tie this thing down, especially when we're camping up in Wyoming where it gets pretty windy. I did not buy the footprint. I just got a regular old tarp. That's what I've always done with REI tents. They work pretty well. I can put a link of that in the description if you guys want that. Super cheap. And super light, fits right in the bag with the tent, so would highly recommend that. As for the mudroom, the sides open up and so does this front, and you can get poles that you can basically create another awning over here. But the inside itself, you can get 2 camping chairs and a little table in there easy. It's going to be really nice to be able to take our shoes off if it's raining without having to walk in the tent to stay dry. Let's look at the doors. So the doors, I'll just zip this guy down. So there it is with the door closed. This is a window that you can unzip, and we'll actually go into the other side so I don't have to unzip that guy, and I can show you. Oh, here's the inside. We've got a window down here, so that zips down. I really have to hand it to REI for putting flaps over the zippers so that the zippers don't get wet and leak. A lot of tents that I've looked at getting, including the Wawona and the Eureka, it's like the one thing that everybody complains about is the zippers get wet, water leaks into the tent. I think it was an issue in the Kingdom as well. So that's pretty nice that they did that. Same divider, came with the tent. I don't know if we'll use it. It's going to be us with our baby and our 2 dogs. So double bed, pack and play, 2 dogs. I don't see any need for this. If it was like a full seal to the ceiling, maybe it would help with staying warmer in the early spring and late fall, but we've got sleeping bags for that. And then here's the door window. So this just falls down like that. One thing I feel like REI did miss in this design is there's no mesh pocket for the door. Like, come on, guys. Give me a mesh pocket right here to stuff the door so I don't have to like roll it up and deal with that. I mean, I understand I've got this pocket over here, but I like putting gear in my pockets. Give us a pocket for the door. Same thing for the window. I mean, we could probably get away with just rolling this guy in like this, but I mean, it's just going to take a gust of wind to probably rip that guy out and fall back into the tent. So that's one thing I think they missed. And the same with the mudroom. I like that we can open the sides here, but this needs to be managed way better than it is. I mean, give me a point down here to hold this guy up so it's not hanging. So the sides are more for airflow, I think, than anything else, than being an entry point. But other than that, it's pretty solid. I will probably have to exchange this because I think I've got a defective pole. So you can see I've got this asymmetrical bend in my center pole. I didn't recognize it when we initially set it up. And then I came out the following day and I saw this bend in there. So I've contacted REI. They don't replace poles. This is one other thing I don't get is, why do I have to return the whole tent when I've just got something like this that could be easily swapped out or sent to me? So anyone from REI that's watching this, give us an option to replace poles, man. I always see it at garage sales too with the Kingdom tents. You find a Kingdom tent at a garage sale for a killer deal and the poles are busted. And you talk to the REI people and they're like, yeah, we don't have a replacement pole program. I don't understand it. It's so simple. The fact that you guys are an outdoor company and you want to be all about the environment and you essentially have to throw a whole tent away because there's no replacement poles, it's kind of bum. So I'll be returning this, exchanging it, because there's definitely a defect in that. But other than that, pretty solid. I'm excited to see how this thing performs Jeep camping, doing some dispersed camping and then some established site camping. I'll do a little more in detail review once we've actually used this thing. So yeah, that's the setup. Cheers, guys.